Building a rain garden is one thing, but choosing the plant material to go in it is another thing. We want to choose plant material that is both adaptable to dry conditions as well as wet conditions. Let's take the grasses for example. I have here a palette of some of the ornamental grasses that work pretty well in a rain garden. For more of a sunny location, one of my favorite grasses is the northwind switchgrass. Just a really nice tight clump, gets a little bit of height into it. Another option is the avalanche reedgrass. This grass doesn't get quite as big as the northwind switchgrass, but the nice thing about this is it has a nice variegated leaf to it. Another smaller switchgrass is the Shenandoah switchgrass. It's a good alternative to the Japanese bloodgrass, which can get rather invasive. This grass, once again, more of a true native to Nebraska. It doesn't get quite as invasive as the bloodgrass. For more of a shaded location, I like to go with more of the northern sea oats. It will seed itself down. I'm not as concerned about that in a rain garden because we want the plants to just really colonize and take over. Finally, another grass is the variegated sedge. This is going to be in an area where we want it really wet and is going to prefer more shade than sun. For rain gardens that are predominantly in a shaded type area, one of my favorite perennials here is the spiderwort. This specific variety is one called red grape. Has a really nice purple flower to it, really takes the wet rain garden conditions well. Also have the variegated Solomon seal, one for a little more on the drier edge. And if you have space for a couple shrubs in the shaded garden, we have here the Annabelle hydrangea as well as the Little Henry sweetspire, both adaptable to the wet conditions as well. For the sunny rain gardens, there's a lot more plants to choose from. We could do something really simple like a Happy Returns daylily, blooms a long time, a nice canary yellow bloom. We could do something like a nice Siberian iris. This is Caesar Brothers, which has a really nice purple flower to it. We could go a little more native if you want, and we can choose some of the goldenrods. This specific variety is one called Little Lemon, only gets about a foot tall. The Fireworks goldenrod is another really good variety, gets more into that 3-foot range. To get a little more fall color, we could do something like a purple aster. Either the New England type asters like the Purple Dome or the Woods series works really well. If we have a little more space for a couple shrubs, we could do something like a nice red Sprite winterberry, gets the really nice red berries in the fall. One thing we want to make sure though is we have the male pollinator for this specific shrub, as well as the black chokeberry. This just a really nice native type shrub. It's going to get about 5 to 6 feet tall and about 4 to 5 feet wide. Multi-season interest with the flowers, fruit, and the fall color. The Husker Red Penstemon is another nice perennial for the sun. I like to use this more in the shaded areas of the rain garden just because it wants it just in a little bit of a drier locale. When you're designing a rain garden, all the same design principles apply. We want things that are aesthetically pleasing. We want multiple seasons of color, interest, and textures, and just like any other garden.